I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Test. And we're going to see how you guys sound.
There'll be no phone.
All right, your phone goes away. Put your phone down. There's no phone during the recording. You're going to text all your friends that you're going to go live on my show. Don't. What are you doing? Give me your phone, because I know you're going to be looking at it. Okay.
Koby, stop, please. Be careful.
All right, you guys sound okay. Hello, friends. Today's show needs no intro. Back here at my studio, I'm with, you know them well. Oh, many of you know them for as long as they know themselves. My kids, Koby and Hannah, live again the day before 8th grade. So you'll be hearing this on a Tuesday, which will be their third day of 8th grade. But right now, they are one day away from being 8th graders. Koby and Hannah, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Why are you here?
Correction, 4th day of 8th grade will be Tuesday.
Did you nerd out on me with math?
You did.
No.
She did.
Yes, she did.
She totally did.
That's smart.
Okay.
So, you know Daddy's been doing this for a very long time. And you know that my friends that I've known for a long time have watched you grow up. And many of them who see photos of you are like, how can they be so big? And they look just like you, and you don't look like me. You look like Mommy. But I say, okay, great, they look like me. But you're kind of me on the inside, which is good. Pros and cons. But you had your B'nai Mitzvah in May. You finished 7th grade. You're 13 years old now. We had a great summer that we're going to tell our friends about. And you're about to start your senior year of middle school, 8th grade.
Yep.
Tell me and tell my friends how you feel about 8th grade. Hannah, go first.
Koby, go first.
Really? Okay.
Just say I prefer to defer.
I prefer to defer.
Okay.
So I go first? Okay.
You have to go first. Your sister demands it.
Okay. So basically, 8th grade, it's kind of, well, I mean, I feel like maybe a 7th grader-ish, but also at the same time an 8th grader. It's not really that different because I've already been through 2 years of middle school, and this is my 3rd year. So it's not really that different. So it's kind of like the same thing that's happening, just with like harder work.
Well, you've also met your friends from 6th grade. You keep some friendships from 6th grade, right? So
And
there's
7th grade.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been 2 years of people you've met, and some of them have become your friends. And are some of them in your class this year?
Yeah.
How many?
1.
Only one of your friends from 6th and 7th grade is in your class?
Yep.
But the others are in other classes.
Yep.
So you'll see them.
Yeah.
So there's a comfort, Hannah, would you say? Like you're still familiar with the school? You know, dare I say you're going to high school next year? Bum, bum, bum. We can get to that later.
Scary noises.
All right, Hannah, talk to us about being an 8th grader.
It's scary and feels really weird.
In what way?
In ways that I think I should keep to myself.
Oh, boy. Okay.
That's great.
That's a fantastic answer.
That's outstanding.
Outstanding.
Congratulations.
So let's talk about our family vacation. It was our first real, amazing, just us.
Well, not real. Not our first real.
You didn't finish I didn't finish my sentence.
Let the man finish his sentence.
I'm sorry.
It was our first real getaway, just us, since 2018.
Wow.
Because in 2019, we were accompanied by our other family with my brother Ben, Uncle Ben. But 2018 was the last real big vacation we went on.
That was
What was
like
that?
half a decade
That
ago.
was to California.
All right.
Remember
Natalie.
Knott's Berry Farms and
California Adventures.
and Legoland.
Disney World.
Yeah. And my cousins and your aunt and uncle. It's been 5 years, and we had the time this year finally to go away. And where did we go, Koby?
We have went to a theme park and a water park.
That's it?
No.
That's all we did?
In
No.
Pigeon Forge, Dollywood, Tennessee.
Yes, but before we went to Pigeon Forge and Dollywood.
We went to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina to visit our well and healthy grandparents.
That is right, Hannah. Congratulations.
Yes, to my friends that know my dad, Mayor Lou, you know, my father Poppy was a big influence in all the work that I've done in the cancer world. And we're thrilled to report, knock wood, he and my mom are doing really well. They're thriving. They moved to Myrtle Beach, 2 summers ago?
Yeah, 2021, I think.
And we were sad because we used to see them every Sunday.
Every single Sunday,
Yes.
every week.
Yes, and now we see them as often as we can, but it was so nice.
We saw
go
them
down
for
there.
4 days.
We saw them for 4 days.
It was very nice.
and
It was hot.
it was very hot.
It was incredibly hot.
But they drained their wallets to help you. What did we do?
We played go-kart, bowling, which is my favorite part.
Why? Because you won the bowling?
I won the first game of bowling with 113 points.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Then they also took us out for some nice dinners and then for some nice ice cream.
Yes.
It was really nice.
The ice cream was good.
And Koby, actually, we could talk about the go-karts. You guys are like go-kart addicts.
Well, I'm better.
I mean, it's not better. You were more aware of how to drive.
I'm more advanced.
Yes. But Hannah did win one of the go-kart races.
It was one in Tennessee, not in South Carolina.
Oh, okay. So we'll put an asterisk in that.
What go-karts did we do with your parents?
That was like the super pro track.
We went to that one with the 3 separate tracks.
That
It
was-
was like the pro track,
that was
the
the
medium track.
the super duper
right,
pro,
right.
the super duper higher advanced.
I like the medium track.
Right. When we got there, we said, which is your fastest, most dangerous track? And,
And
they're
they
like,
did-
that one.
And we're like, okay, let's go on that one 800 times.
And we did, pretty much.
You two did 800 times. I
went-
only did it
You
once.
went once.
That's it. But we had fun.
Yeah.
It was crazy hot. Remember how hot it was?
It was like 95 degrees.
Yes.
It was
and humid and gross. But we had an amazing time. We also rented a car, which was 10 times larger than any vehicle we currently own
What
now.
car was it?
It was a Dodge Durango.
It was actually large compared to the SUV that we own right now.
Well, we have a little Rogue and my little Audi, and this was a massive vehicle.
It was very
It was so big.
but it
yeah.
wasn't as
But
big.
it was good that it was big because it fit all our luggage.
It
Yeah.
did fit all our
But it
needs.
wasn't as big as that one like Cadillac that we saw.
Oh, we saw like this massive other. Yeah, it made our car look like a tiny little
It made
Volkswagen.
it made your car look like your car, but worse.
Yeah, so we flew down to Charleston. We drove to my parents, and then we went back on the road.
Another
To Tennessee.
well, the car ride from Myrtle Beach to Pigeon Forge, which was where Dollywood was, where we were staying, was 9 hours, and we've learned our lesson from not driving 10 hours straight.
That
So
was-
instead of driving 9 hours straight, we decided to stop halfway in Greenville, South Carolina, which is the halfway point from our destination and where we were. So we drove like 3 hours to Greenville. We stopped there for the night, and we picked up the next day, dragged another
3 or 4
maybe
hours.
3 hours to Pigeon Forge. So
I-
we got our little Airbnb cabin in the middle of a mountain.
It was like in the middle of the mountain, completely isolated, and there was like 400 bears.
We didn't see any bears. We're alive.
But there was bears.
Yeah, let me tell the listeners. So my shout out to my friend Sandra Gunn from Leslie's Week, an extraordinary metastatic breast cancer community. She has an Airbnb in the middle of the Smoky Mountains near Pigeon Forge. And I say near, it's like 4 miles into the forest
Yes.
from Pigeon
In
Forge.
the middle of forest,
We
nothing.
had to drive up a mountain to get to our
It
cabin.
was a literal mountain.
It was a scary, tiny, woodsy road
And we
that
di-
took us like forever to get through.
Well, we did it. Well, one time when we were going up the mountain, we did it while it was raining really hard and in the middle of the dark.
Well, she was kind enough to let us stay at her beautiful house, her cabin in the
And
woods.
another good thing that happened at that place, this fellow right there taught me how to play pool.
Yes, the cabin in the woods, literally the cabin in the woods,
Had a
a billiards table, and I taught my little girl the idea of the fundamentals and how it works, and she likes it. Right?
Billiards is pool if you didn't know that.
Yeah, billiards is pool. Thank you for clarifying that.
You're welcome.
You learn something every day.
Yep.
The more you know.
Wow.
Yeah, so the drive. Talking about how scared were you during the insane weather, rain nonsense in the dark?
I wasn't that scared, but I can name someone who was scared.
Oh, is she in the room?
I wonder who she is. Oh, wait, it's you. Hi, Hannah.
Were you terrified? It was really, really hard to drive.
Hi, Hannah. How are your opinions on the drive?
She's doing a thumbs down on the radio. You can't really see it.
Thumbs down.
But a beautiful house, right? Very comfortable.
Very large and very wood.
Nice pond.
That's what cabin in the woods are. They're usually made of wood.
Why? Because they're built with the trees around them.
Yeah.
There was a pond. There was a hot tub that we did not go in because it was in like a cage.
With
Well,
bears.
it was the cage to protect when the bears show up.
With the 12,000 bears.
The instructions were take all the food out of your car and lock your car and lock the door because
Yeah.
the bears do show up.
Yeah, so Hannah, you kind of had to like.
But luckily, the only bears we saw were the bears on the coasters.
Oh yeah, we had to talk about that.
The coasters?
No, that one coaster that at Dollywood that was broken.
Oh, she meant the coasters.
The cup coaster.
The cup coasters on the table had
Oh,
bears
yeah.
on them. But you're talking about the roller coasters at Dollywood.
Yes.
Homonym.
Let's get to that next.
Homonym.
Let's get to that.
No, homophone.
Oh, oops.
You're close.
I don't know everything.
All right,
E
folks.
for effort.
All right, folks, we're getting to Dollywood.
Dollywood.
okay?
Tell us about Dollywood, Kobe.
It was kind of drizzling when we got there, but the park was at like 20%, and
Capacity?
20% capacity. We refunded our fast pass because we didn't need them. So
They were very nice to do that.
yeah, the lines were like maybe 5 minutes at most. There were like no lines.
We had the park to ourselves.
Almost.
And then we had the most insane dinner of your lifetime, I think.
No, that was at
Yes.
Ruth Chris.
No, I mean like from a amount of food on the table that was good or bad for you.
there was like 8,000 pounds of calories.
Yeah, so the diner was family style, so there was 4 of us.
At Dollywood.
Yeah, and family style is based on the amount of people. So there was 4 of us. We got to pick 3 dishes,
3 main dishes.
3 main dishes and 4 sides. They brought out 7 plates on
They-
our table,
and like- and like
Kobe
12
made this really funny face, which is the photo of the vacation.
Yeah, the photo one of the vacation
Yeah.
is Kobe
There was-
staring into the void.
Yeah, so we ordered 3 types of chicken, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, green beans,
Carrots.
Chicken pot
Carrots.
pie.
And then all the dessert that came afterwards.
It was a lot of.
Kobe had a cookie. I had an Oreo sundae thingy.
How was it?
Daddy had a fat-free Jello, and Mommy had a banana
I had sugar-free
pudding.
Jello.
Yeah, and
It
Mommy
was-
had banana pudding.
It
Yeah.
was a lot of calories.
It was a lot of calories.
It was like 20 million calories.
Well, you learn when you go to the deep south, it's hard to eat
That's
well.
a Tennessee portion.
yeah, but
Yeah.
here's the thing. You didn't gain a single pound.
I
I-
gained 4
I-
pounds, and I'm not very happy about that.
Yeah.
That'll be gone before you know it.
We can tell.
I made very good choices on my trip.
Wow.
So we had a wonderful time in Dollywood. We went to the #1 splash water park
Called the Soaky Mountains, no pun intended.
The Soaky
as
Mountains.
as opposed to the Smoky Mountains.
And also because the reason the parks were at 10% capacity was because New York is the state that has that starts school the latest. We start school in early September, while the majority of the other states start school in late August. So every single child in Tennessee already started school. So that's why
Except
the park.
us.
Right.
So,
So,
that's
the
why
park was empty.
empty. So we got to go on all the rides. Maybe
No waits, no lines.
The most wait was like a 5-minute wait,
Right.
Yeah. And
We
there
And
was,
the
love-
lazy river was empty.
yeah.
almost empty.
Yeah.
And
That was a
then-
great lazy river.
Except for Kobe losing his $100 Ray-Ban sunglasses.
Oh, thanks for sharing that.
I wonder who lost them.
I take full responsibility. I'm ashamed.
Great job. Anyways,
So then we went from Pigeon Forge to. Remember where we drove to after Pigeon Forge?
No.
It's another city in Tennessee.
Oh, Nashville.
Yes.
Nashville.
We drove another 2 hours to the capital
How
of
many-
Tennessee, Nashville.
How many hours did we drive this trip?
Oh, a lot. It was 2 hours to my parents. It was 9 hours to Pigeon Forge, and it was 3.5 hours to Nashville.
So that's like 20,000 hours.
It was a long, but necessary and fun road trip.
I think the viewer.
14 and a half hours.
I think the viewers could have done the math, Hannah. But
Okay.
Listeners,
yes.
viewers, you're a YouTuber. They're all viewers.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Like and subscribe.
Okay. So,
But what did I expose you to in Nashville? Where did we go?
the Sydney No, not the Sydney Opera.
The Sydney Opera House.
The something
Grand
Opera House.
Ole Opry.
Yes.
The Grand Old Opera.
And we took a backstage tour, and you learned all about country music and the history of country music. And the most important venue where people perform country music.
Hannah,
And
remember
we
that
learned like
song?
all about Dolly Parton because we went to Dollywood, which was like named after Dolly Parton.
Well, she created it. It's her park. She's a very important woman
Country.
in our country. Yes. And then we went home.
And then you slept for like
Well, we got home at like 1 a.m. and
slept-
the family slept for 2 days straight.
yeah.
And we're gonna talk about how
Well, yeah, and they lost my wife's luggage,
Yeah. And
which with the air tag we knew where it was, and they didn't
they
for
didn't,
3 days.
They didn't put it on the plane.
Yeah, they forgot to put it on the plane.
yeah, so they just put it on the next flight.
But, it was there, and we tracked it, and we watched the tourists in the country, and finally we got our luggage back. But you know what? If that's the worst thing, besides the Great Bear Coaster in Dollywood being broken, how would you rate our trip?
10.
Kobe?
9.8.
What were the 0.2 that you're not happy about?
The luggage and you losing my sunglasses.
No,
Okay.
I do give it a 9. I give it a 9.7. The 0.3 branding percent is the Big Bear Coaster being broken.
Yeah, that's Dollywood's fault, but we forgive them. Maybe they'll give us tickets
Yeah.
when they hear the show.
Yeah, but guess what?
Yes.
There was a thunderstorm last day and it broke the ride. But the day we left, it's open.
Yep, that is
One
true.
day we're not there, it's closed.
They did it on purpose.
They did. They did.
Well, let's wrap up the show because I'm excited to have you here. I know everyone wants to have you here a lot because you're just so amazing. But what are you hoping 8th grade does for you as you approach 14 years old next year?
Didn't know that.
What are you hoping to learn from 8th grade?
I hope I learn how to toss my cap into the air and let it like decapitate me
8th
all the
grade
way
graduation next
Yeah.
May, or June,
It's
and then
expensive.
I mentioned high school before, and your like basically your head's collapsed. They're staring at me. Well, we'll probably have you back in a couple of months to talk about preparing for high school. But my last question: what are you hoping 8th grade does to help you grow up? A little more, a little less.
Hannah first.
You can't defer this time because you already deferred.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm deferring.
I'm hoping 8th grade teaches me how to learn
Great.
Oh, come on.
I hope.
algebra and math.
That's it.
I
You
hope-
know algebra and
I
math
hope
already.
8th grade teaches me how to actually read.
I hope.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
You are completely illiterate.
Okay, let's
You sure about
see.
that?
8th grade. I hope 8th grade teaches me how to be a better person and really be comfortable with high school and how to cope with
People.
people.
Coping with people.
Great
a
job.
rough skill to have. And, sir, your final answer.
I think that 8th grade will just help me with with algebra because I feel like once letters starts getting added to math, it's getting difficult.
Yeah. Letters don't belong with math.
Yeah.
All right. But you do know that x
Unless
plus
it's
3
X.
equals 6.
What is X? X? What's?
X plus 3 equals
Oh,
6.
then X is 3.
Yeah. So that's the fundamental
You
of
can
algebra.
do algebra.
But
You're
it
more
gets
hard.
very hard.
Well, we learned a lot of algebra last year.
Yeah. I think you'll be okay. You have me and your mom and your grandparents to help you as much as possible because we want you to be smart and successful. You already are. And my goodness, you're going to be 14. But maybe it's too late to think about that.
I would like to give a shout out to 3 people.
All right, go ahead.
We got number 1, Gilbert, number 2, Bella, and number 3, Otis, my buddy. Otis, the best guy.
Okay, Gilbert, Bella, and Otis.
Otis. Otis is my man.
All right. Well, look, thank you. I love you so much. I'm happy you're here.
Yay.
I know you're happy that I'm here.
Yep.
We have a wonderful family.
Yep.
Life is good.
Yep.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, folks. See you next time. All right. Bye-bye. Out of Patience with Matthew Zachary is an off-script health production. The executive producers are Matthew Zachary and Andrew McDowell. It's mixed and edited by Kyle Moore. If you like the show, ratings and reviews are always welcome. Leave us a message anytime at 855-AUDIO-66. That's 855-AUDIO-66 to share your healthcare shitness with us, and we might just play them on the air on a future episode. For more information about this show and Off-Script Health, visit offscript.com. That's offscript, no T.com.
Are you feeling stuck in your career or lacking employment at the moment? Experiencing symptoms of job dissatisfaction? You might be suffering from a common condition known as career stagnation. But don't worry, there's a solution. Monster.com. Monster.com offers a comprehensive suite of career-boosting tools designed just for you. Our free resume review and AI interview prep tool will help you stand out from the crowd. Need more guidance? Dive into our career advice articles for expert tips and insights. And don't forget to check out our salary tools to ensure you're getting paid what you're worth. Side effects may include a new job, increased confidence, and a brighter future. Consult Monster.com today and take the first step towards your new career. Ready for your next job opportunity? Visit Monster.com now.